Hello, and welcome to another episode of Point to Point. It's the show where I drive from one point to another and try to get to the point. Today's point: you don't gotta play it. I have been having some conversations with some creators and just kind of getting the overall sense of where like game review stuff is right now. There was I think it was a Blue Sky post that I saw. I think it might have been from Jason Schreier or one other well-known person in the games industry, and it was talking about how there's a lot of shared bylines between Hades 2, Silent Hill, and Ghost of Yotei, and how some people are reviewing all three games that are coming out in like a span of like 3 days for the review. And maybe that is a sign that, you know, these devs or the publishers are getting the game out to press early. I doubt it. That doesn't seem like a thing that they would do. But I've been seeing people who are like hustling out there, working at their like real game publication jobs, and like it's very impressive. Like, it is wildly impressive that they're able to like do a third-person horror game, a repeatable roguelite that hopefully there's not a ton of brand new stuff in the 1.0 release for Hades 2, and then an open world exploration game like Yotei. It's like crazy impressive. It's also kind of sad. Because I know, like, I've listened to a lot of people talk about what it's like to review some of these games and how little time you have to do it and how like grindy that is to like, I mean, I feel this to a like such a tiny degree, with like trying to get criticism in on a game that like I played 6 months ago. Like, I'm just wrapping up a script on Avowed, you know? Like, I published my review for Expedition 33 6 months after that game came out. Like, it is hard when you are, like, buckled down and doing it. Like, I'm working on a review for Mars First Logistics. The embargo for that went up yesterday at 5 p.m., and I got nothing. Because like that's just how life be sometimes. And like when you are a creator, like, this is not my job. This is just a thing I do for fun, and I post things on a website so I can share it with my friends and some of my internet friends, in the hopes that like someday it can be my job. But you know, there's this sense that like, oh shit, like Hades 2 is out, Yotei is out. Like, all of these games are coming out. I have to like buy them. I have to have the reviews. I have to be ready to go with all of this stuff when they go live. And it's like this, you know, hitting the moment kind of thing. And I think something that I've felt, and it's kind of especially acute for me now, like with Silksong and Hades 2, and oh wow, look at that vibrating. That's pretty fun. Is that like, if I were in this games thing to try to get it as big as possible, as fast as possible, I mean, you bet your ass I'd be playing Silksong, and I would be posting all of my bad opinions about it, and I would be playing Hades 2, and I would be posting my this is a mid-game opinions on it, because like these things, they're not for me. Like, I've played them a little bit. I like some things about them. I don't like most things about them, and like that's fine. And the thing that I've been hearing over and over again is like the people who are clamoring to fill the void that a lot of these closed outlets have left, is that like, I gotta get out there. I like gotta do it. I gotta post those reviews. I gotta stick to a schedule. I have to like do all of this stuff, and I just feel like the place that I've landed with a lot of this stuff is that like, if it's not fun, like if it's not something that is like bringing me joy to do this, or like creating something I enjoy making, and I'll look back and say like, hey, that was, you know, that may not be like top 10 primo work I've ever done, but I sure had a good time doing it, then like, hell yeah, like that's great. Like you should do that. And part of that is this sense of like Silksong coming out and Hades 2, and just like this rat race of needing to do all of this stuff to play all the games, especially when, you know, it might be one thing if you're into it, like that's fine, but like even hustling through a thing that you're really gonna enjoy just to get coverage out is like such a weird content creator problem that I think if you are just a normal member of the populace out there enjoying people playing video games or enjoying video games in general, I just really don't know how important timeliness is. Like, and this goes back to the question of reviews and everything. Like, what do you get out of a review? And I think for the longest time, what you got out of a review was purchasing decisions. That like, okay, like, is this good enough for me to spend my hard-earned money on? Yes or no? And like, based on what this person tells me, or like this person's opinion and how I feel about it, like, do I align with their taste, and therefore should I buy this? And I think as like review coverage has waned, as press outlets close, and the channels for generating hype on video games are shifting much more towards the publishers, you know, it is now an event for everyone to sit down and talk about and look at, you know, when Sony does a state of play. Like, that's not how this stuff works normally. Like, that's not how it has been in the past. Like, we do write-ups, we do reviews, and then, you know, you find out that way. You do previews, and like, that's how you find out about a game, not like a incredibly polished press packet over the course of, you know, 6 weeks to the lead up of your game. And so I think all of this pressure is now mounting to like, okay, well, if the value of my opinions on a piece of art is not whether, you know, it is worth purchasing or has like interesting themes, then like we have to think about what the next thing is. And the next thing could be a whole lot of things. You know, right now, I think the next thing is split between not should I buy this game, but can I have fun watching this person play this game? Or can I see someone do something in a video game that I think is interesting or fun? And can I, you know, buy that game and try to emulate it? Or can I buy that game and try to find even something sillier to do? Which is something I'm thinking about with Mars vs. Logistics. Like, that is a silly video game. And the draw of that game is to be silly. Like, it knows that is what you're doing, and it turns into this like interesting, you know, I hate the term streamer bait because I think it's pejorative for good games, but like, that is one of those things where like it is an interactive part of that game, is that it is built to do dumb stuff on the internet with. And so, you know, you do dumb stuff on the internet with it, and that is now the next thing. Or the next thing is you look at the small but thriving community of video essayists who are making interesting critique, and they're, you know, layering in different components of how all this stuff works to make something interesting and something good. Just traffic, my God, what a weird day for people driving their cars. And so I think that's like the other big deal here, is that you can do interesting stuff in like video essays, or you can do interesting stuff on streaming online, and that's where all of this effort has kind of shifted, which has been interesting to see. But you don't need to play it right now, and I think that's kind of the big thing, is that like you can play these games, you can enjoy these games, and you can do them on your own schedule without having to be like a weirdly robotic person who's just engaging with the medium in a very, I don't know, like a very toxic kind of way, it feels like sometimes. Like, it's not your responsibility to play everything, right? And it's no one's responsibility to play everything. even more so now that there's literally no one in this industry who is able to do that. Like these used to be publications that had like tens of people to play all these different games, and now there is one reviews writer doing 3 reviews for the 3 biggest games that came out this year, 1 or 2 of which may be the biggest game of the year, and they have to do that all in the same week, and that sucks. And then I think the like big thing about how to be a content creator in this space and like how to think about the work that you do, because it is work, is you don't have to do that. Like right now we are at this inflection point where gaming as an industry has been changing for like 2 years, and it's really changed post-pandemic, and how people enjoy the medium, how people participate in the medium is also changing. And it's kind of on us, like the new generation of people coming up, to like take what works, like what you enjoy about it. Like I like writing reviews, and I can like find new ways to do that. But it's on us to find what the next thing is. Is the thing that I've always looked up to the Giant Bomb guys, through all of the iterations really, is that, they were just doing their own thing, and it ended up working out for them, also in very different ways with like very big ups and downs. But because they were true to the thing that they wanted to do and were able to kind of be agile enough to kind of do what they wanted to do in a way that was doable, I think that like changed video game coverage for the better, and I think it like at least helped them find some measure of success doing that. And I think that is the big challenge with being an up and coming creator right now, is that we don't know what that is, because no one's done it yet. And there's 1,000,000,001 people who are trying to do this exact same thing that everyone else is doing. So what you have to do is find a way to stand out. And my opinion, at least, is that you don't stand out by sticking to a release calendar and killing yourself trying to get everything that you possibly can out. So yeah, my point today is you don't have to play it all. This was going to be an episode about how I feel no sorrow at all that I'm not interested in playing Hades 2 or Silksong, and instead it became a Friday morning pontification about chasing your bliss and trying to find whatever the next big thing is. So, I guess that's what you can expect from point to point. We went from point to point, try to find a point, and then also got to a different point. It's weird out here sometimes. Thanks for watching. Have a nice Friday. Go to the website 70percentcomplete.com. Cruise around the YouTube page. There's some stuff in there. I just uploaded the first quarter of my Jet the Far Shore playthrough. More of that coming soon. I've got an upcoming speed review of Sword and Sorcery EP. Hot video games coming out in the year 2012. What else? What else is there? Oh, the Content Mill. It's out now. I'm part of a four-person group, 4 creators from 4 corners of the internet, coming together to chit chat. The Content Mill podcast. It's very good. It's really fun. We have 3 episodes out right now. We just recorded the 4th last night. Man, it's a good group of guys. It's fun. Go check it out. You will know some friendly faces there if you were around some of the communities I'm in. And speaking of communities, join the Discord. Hang out with all 4 of us from the Content Mill. Talk about this episode. Tell me what you're regretting not playing right now, and what you've just like, it's okay, I've moved on. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know. That's it. That's enough plugs, right? Like, whatever. Maybe I'll be playing Silent Hill F soon. We'll see. We'll see if I get too scaredy pants about it. Have a good Friday, and we'll see you next week. Bye.